changed, but not much. Will you please welcome your host for the rest of the evening, Slink Moss.
Yes. So we're going to do like the musicians and do one number per poet because we have so many. Yes, it is the first day of May, and April is National Poetry Month for good reason. There's a lot of emotion and...
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I would like another round of applause for the family that just did that song. It's a tough act to follow, but poetry can do it. Irene Lester, are you here? Okay, while you get up here, I'm going to just read a quick little thing. It rained like bells all freaking day, but birds sang anyway like clocks. The robin messed the car, the sun set in gray decay. Sleep came and went like a disease. Yesterday was running, now there's sludge. Potholes in Pittsfield and parking lots. A random harvest. There's wounds from gunshots and there's protests. And if there's sunlight, there can be solar. And there's flooding too, of course. Warped moments of time, fans whirring to stop the mold. Roofs will leak, and gutters? Why take down the gutters? Thank you.
You're all here to listen to our poetry. So this poem is called Mother's Leather Handbag. Do I keep my mother's old leather handbag, found atop a pile of her lonely clothes like a half-staff flag? A simple brown wrinkled purse of cowhide, her wallet, lipstick, keys, and compact inside. Chocolates, candies, pillboxes, and dreams, strewn amidst notes to buy milk and cold cream. Wide open, it speaks of her longing to get out, to catch a film, shop in a store, have her hair cut. Once, she went to a bakery to buy a birthday cake, accompanied it with a birthday song, just for our sake. It demands to be carried like it once was, no doubt, not thrown to the winds and tossed out. I snap it shut and place it on my closet shelf, a legacy for sisters, daughter, or perhaps myself. Who will fit the honor of this treasure, a gift that summons up her love and pleasure? Thank you.
I'd like to bring to the stage my good friend Lucy Wren, who recently read at the Foundry at an event called Mud Blossoms. And I think Lucy will do a version of that here.
Hi everybody, my name is Lucy Wren. It's so good to be in front of you all. I'm going to read a quick story about America's favorite wholesome pastime, shoplifting, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Meredith Ann Marie Halprin, 24 years old, has the kind of face that makes people in grocery store checkout lines say, "Hey, you look familiar," even though she's never been on television and never will be now. has a way of standing very still in retail environments, hands in the pouch of her oversized sweatshirt, eyes slowly scanning across shelves of beeswax candles, Japanese kitchen knives, and artisanal tinned fish, her breathing shallow and deliberate, the way a sniper breathes before pulling a trigger, the way a child breathes when hiding in a closet while her mom is screaming downstairs that she's dying. Mommy's dying, she's really dying this time, Meredith, baby. Oh my God, I'm dying. Please call 911 now. And then laughs when the ambulance arrives, telling paramedics her daughter is hysterical and has a vivid imagination. Introducing Meredith's mother, Patricia Grace Halprin, a woman so adept at the performance of illness, she once convinced a John Hopkins neurologist that she had early onset Huntington's disease complete with choreographed twitches and a falsified genetic test that she photoshopped at a Kinko's in Bethesda, Maryland at 2 a.m., drinking coffee from a styrofoam cup and crying tears of what she called anticipatory grief, but was actually secretly experiencing an ecstatic, almost sexual satisfaction at the sheer craft of it all. Patricia loved illness the way some people love Jesus or heroin or their own children, obsessively and jealously, with a possessiveness that excluded all other loves. When Meredith was born, Patricia held her for exactly 17 minutes, looked into her daughter's scrunched up little newborn face and thought, finally, an audience that will never leave me. And boy, was she right in a way that makes the rest of this story feel inevitable, like a Greek tragedy written by a sitcom writer having a psychotic breakdown, because Mare, growing up watching her mom fake seizures in parking lots, fake miscarriages in emergency rooms, fake a brain tumor at a charity gala with a wig, slurred speech, $14,000 in GoFundMe donations spent on a Dyson vacuum in a weekend in Portland, Maine, Mare learned something that would sit inside her chest like a swallowed key until the day she died. The only real power in this world is the power to make people believe that you are hurting way more than you actually are. A brief list of the various types of stolen goods that have passed through Mare's hands over the years, including but not limited to a cashmere blend beanie from a boutique in Somerville, a single leather glove from Nordstrom Rack, a Bic lighter from a 7-Eleven counter, a stack of magazines from a dentist waiting room, a tin of Spanish saffron never opened, a signed Joan Didion, and finally, absurdly and tragically, a bag of gummy bears, value $1.89 CVS, March 12, 2025, 3:47 p.m., the fact that ended her life. Mare will tell you the thing about stealing is that it's not about the object. The object is a receipt. The object is a keepsake from a country she visited once and cannot return to. What she loves is the moment between having and not having, between the world as it is and the world as she has secretly, silently, unilaterally decided to make it. That feeling that I made this happen, this is mine, it belongs to me, the world bends to my will, and just for a second I exist. And the thing about Mare's therapist is that he's so eager to see Mare as a success story, he's become nothing more than a mirror reflecting whatever she wants him to see. She tells him about her mom shaving her head, the cold razor against her scalp, the fake leukemia, the 6 weeks of unnecessary chemo she had to go through when she was 10, her eyelashes falling out while Patricia read Charlotte's Web to her in a voice so tender even the nurses cried, and that she sometimes misses those 6 weeks, and it was the warmest she ever felt, and she has spent the rest of her life trying to recreate that warmth, and that shoplifting is the closest she has ever come. The therapist hands her a tissue. That must have been incredibly difficult. You are remarkably self-aware. Oh, thank you. I was just trying to fill a void. I wanted to feel worthy of love, but I didn't know how, so I stole instead. Oh, in 30 years, I have rarely seen such rapid progress. Mare nods, wearing the cashmere beanie from Somerville, her favorite, the softest thing she owns, reminding her of that moment when she slipped it into her bag and walked out and no one stopped her. And the world for a second was as pure and angelic and symmetrical as she had always imagined it. And she tells her therapist, thank you, that means a lot. She drives home and eats cold lo mein and falls asleep on the couch with the stolen beanie over her eyes and her therapist's favorite pen in her hand. The CVS on Harvard and Brighton in Austin, Massachusetts is fluorescent and depressing. The kind of place you buy shampoo at 11 p.m. behind a man buying a toothbrush, behind a woman buying a pregnancy test. Mare has stolen here maybe 6 times and never been caught, which is why she's become careless. Which is why, on March 12, 2025, she slides a bag of gummy bears into her sweatshirt pocket and feels a hand on her elbow. Oh, dear God in heaven. The 19-year-old theft prevention agent has watched Mare on camera for weeks. His manager said, we can't do anything unless we catch her in the act. But today, after bad sleep, a fight with his girlfriend, and 3 Red Bulls, he grabs her elbow and says, I saw you put those in your pocket. Mare turns, calm, the face of someone caught many times before. She smiles and says, I'm sorry. I'll pay for them. She holds out the gummy bears like an offering, and because she is her mother's daughter, she runs and trips headfirst over a banana boat sunscreen display, scraping both palms, the gummy bears skittering across the limestone tiles like small, colorful witnesses. Marcus catches up and Mare's sobbing into a ball thinking, gummy bears? I'm gonna get arrested for gummy bears. Mom would be so disappointed, not because I stole, but because I stole something so cheap and stupid and utterly lacking in ambition. The cops come, they book her, fingerprint her, mugshot her, lock her in a holding cell with a 60-year-old drunk woman who keeps asking if she wants to see photos of her cat. And you're probably thinking, all right then, well that's the end of the story. Probation, therapy, back to stealing. But this is not that kind of story. Introducing Judge Bernadette K. Farello, 62, who has presided over Middlesex Superior for 31 years and has seen everything there is to see, and she has a secret. Every judge has secrets, but hers is stranger, because she knows about the sub-basement, the old courthouse, built 1842, condemned 1898, quietly reopened, and has a working gallows unused since 1901, supposed to be dismantled in 1905, and they weren't. They were walled off behind a door marked boiler room, authorized personnel only. Judge Farello found them in 1994 during a tour of lesser-known spaces and felt something she hadn't felt in years. A reverence, almost a euphoric shiver from the base of her spine upwards. She kept the key and has visited the sub-basement a dozen times, always alone, always at night, standing in front of the gallows, thinking about the finality of it, the floor dropping, the body swinging, and then nothing but the creak of wood and the silence of someone who will not speak again. She has never used it because she believes in the law, but the gallows belong to a different kind of century. Mare is different. Farello sees at the moment Mare is led into the courtroom, handcuffed and wearing her sweatshirt, her face pale and strangely calm. She sees what the therapist saw, the self-awareness, the intelligence, the practiced way Mare holds herself, but she also sees what the therapist missed. The absence of fear, the absence of remorse, the absence of any sense that Mare understands in her bones that what she did is wrong. It's not just illegal, it's wrong. And Judge Farello thinks, I am going to make an example out of you. And she says, Miss Halpern, this is your fourth offense. You have been given probation, counseling, and yet you have chosen to continue stealing. Do you have anything to say for yourself? And she says, I have nothing to say, Your Honor. And Judge Farello nods, looks at Mare for a long moment, and then gleefully bangs the gavel. The bailiffs grab Mare before she can scream. Just a small surprise, uh-oh, pulling her through a door marked Judge's Chambers, down the staircase, past the hissing boiler, into the sub-basement where the gallows await. She sees the platform, the trapdoor, the rope, the color of dried blood, and thinks absurdly, that rope is not OSHA compliant. I should have stolen a better rope. I should have stolen a time machine. I should have stolen a mom who loved me without making me drink antifreeze, and they tie her hands behind her back, put a hood over her head, lead her onto the platform, put the rope around her neck, and Judge Farello, standing in the shadows, arms crossed, says, let her hang. The bailiff pulls the lever, the trapdoor opens, Mare falls, and here's the thing they don't tell you about hanging. If the rope is too long, you don't break your neck, you choke, slowly, kicking, tongue swelling, eyes bulging, lungs burning, brain screaming, signals, breathe, 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 to a body that cannot, will not ever breathe again. Meredith Anne Marie Halpern strangles for 4 minutes. That's long enough to microwave a burrito. That's long enough to brush your teeth. That's long enough to boil an egg. That's long enough to think about every small, secret, stolen thing, the beanie, the pen, the saffron, the gummy bears, everything you will never do, everyone you've ever loved, every small moment of control in a life that was otherwise completely, utterly, devastatingly out of control. And her last thought is not about the gummy bears, or the judge, or the rope. It is about that cashmere blend beanie from Somerville she stole when she was 20 years old and still believed I might become a good person. She remembers the weight of it, the softness against her fingertips like kittens' ears, like something that shouldn't exist in a world where mothers shave their daughters' heads and fake strokes in Target parking lots. And as she chokes, as her vision gets dark, as her lungs collapse, the beanie appears in her hands. She is not in the gallows anymore. She is somewhere warm and soft, and Mommy's there. Mommy's younger. Mommy's not sick anymore. Before the fake leukemia, I'm here, sweetheart. I see you, Mare, baby. Mommy's home. Come on home. Mommy, I'm scared. Mommy, I brought you my beanie. I brought you so many gifts. I'm coming home, Mommy. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. And then snap. The end. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. That was exciting. We have Dan, who played a song earlier, to read. Betsy will be on deck. Betsy Sprague, is she here? No, after Dan. And a host of others. Let's try to keep our poems short. And I'd like to thank Harry for hosting open mic. Thank you, Harry. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank Roberta and the Grange. Welcome, Dan.
I just want to mention one thing. I am taping this. If you don't, we put it up on the Grange's YouTube channel. If you don't want your stuff online, let me know and I won't post it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Daniel Schorr, and you're bearing witness to the birth of a new art form. It's a combination of song and poetry. And yet it's neither one. Let's call it Mellotry. The title of this piece is "The Other Side of the Hudson." The west side of the Hudson River is a repository for self-regarding pseudo-culture and is generally rather stupid. Everyone will have surmised that regarding Kingston and Socrates, I have not been struck by the arrow of Cupid. On the other hand, the east side of the Hudson and the Berkshires maintain an appealing balance of material advantages and cultural authenticity. Despite their aging populations, the eastern Hudson Valley and western Massachusetts can lay claim to cultural vitality. On the other hand, the west side of the Hudson River, the west side of the Hudson rests upon a mythic past, but comes in dead last in originality. I fail to understand the appeal of superannuated and self-satisfied peaceniks and hippies. The music is embarrassing, the art derivative and banal, and don't get me started on the artisanal jewelry. It takes a quarter tank of gas and nearly an hour and a half to get to Woodstock, but once I'm there, I say to myself, why did I bother? So I am going to stay right here in my rural trove of hidden treasures, which by any measure are perfectly satisfying. I'll live a life of simple pleasures in tranquil obscurity, where I cannot be seen from the other side of the Hudson. Thank you.
Welcoming Betsy Sprague.
Good evening. Nice to be here again. As we approach Memorial Day, I thought of bringing this poem to share with you. And it was inspired by a newspaper article that I read. Arlington, Virginia, September 19th, I think it was 2003. As the winds from Hurricane Isabel swept over Arlington National Cemetery, the soldiers who guard the tomb of the unknowns were given, for the first time in history, permission to abandon their posts. And I call this poem Storm Warned. The hell I will, I hear him grunt, my sentry pacing overhead. Such offered refuge and affront to him, who's charged to guard the dead. Roots lift, the wind is holding sway on fields familiar once. With plow, my guard keeps vigil, kneels to pray. Though nothing more could harm us, now. For decades it has been the same, the task and honor they bestow to guard this tomb that bears no name for each of us who lies below. 500,000 of us fought. That winter, 1944, the Ardennes, once a peaceful place, now hell, to some forevermore. Sorry. 80 years have gone round, the horror picture if you can. The boys strewn bloodied on the ground, that darkest Christmas known to man. My ma and pa, for ages gone, their rented hearts long in them lay. Such hopes for me, their only son. They'd heard the news on New Year's Day. But we are blessed to share this tomb where Earth's great arms embrace each son. You need not weep. The soil's our home, and we are together. We are one.
Is David Capolero here? Come on up, David. I'll read something real quick. Eat a crispy peanut butter cup in a busted car by a porta potty with buildings that are greening, and it's freezing, but the light is changing.
I have two very short poems and then one fairly short. This is I Saw Something. Hello? Is this on?
Yeah.
I saw something. You look strong. You look scary. You chased the fear out of me. You look like love that passed me by before. But yesterday, I saw something more than me. Across a universe, I am driving, through a world that is seeking love. The snow moon flies soft and silently across the universe, driving around this world that man has somehow made. A radiant sun arises in my rear view mirror, with east and west confining time to silhouettes of now. Driving, across a universe. Driving across a universe am I. And the last one I have is in here somewhere. It's hiding in here. I wrote this about 3 weeks ago. I woke up, couldn't sleep, and it kind of came to me. I jumped downstairs. And this is song lyrics. It's called The Day That We Lost John, tribute to John Lennon. The day the music world was stunned, another bullet from a gun took the life of another one. It took the life of John. It was a shot heard round the world. It took his life but launched his words and left more lessons to be learned the day that we lost John. There are days that will confuse. There are days that light a fuse, but that day lit 10 million candles and birthed a billion stars. The day that we lost them was like we lost the war, but victory is deceiving in this world where we are. Imagine giving peace a chance. We'll come together, hand in hand. If we let it be, then we will see that all you need is love. There are days that will confuse. There are days that light a fuse, but that day lit 10 million candles and birthed a billion stars. Thank you.
everybody's doing so great. This is a really awesome open poetry event here, and welcoming someone who's been here for the last few years, Deb Macheski.
Okay, great. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, so this is called A Moment in Time. This poem is kind of like a meditation, and it goes with the 20 plus pieces of mixed media collage that I'm going to have on display at the Northeast Millerton Library beginning June 1st. And the artwork will be there the whole month of June.
Shameless plug.
A moth lands on the forehead of the keeper of the flame, nestles in among the pussy willows and tightly closed roses. Turquoise and red face paint distinguish his features, marking him as a warrior. The soft clumps of moss, a perfect resting place for butterflies and bluebirds. Soft pink dahlia petals reach towards the light. We weave small stone mandalas and watch the sun's shadows pass over them. Flames highlight the turquoise and gold ink. The Buddha relaxes and gently observes all. Polished rose quartz pebbles rest beside the flames. Small twigs ignite, and the intense light highlights rose petals. Scallop shells and tiny sprats twinkle in the water, catching the seagull's eye. A rainbow of water bubbles fills the depths, joyful and thankful for this visual feast. We raise the red sail and drift into open water, watching the reflections of sea creatures so crystal clear. Foxes and rabbits nestle in the lush green grass of the island. We rest among the reeds. Feathers and carved stones create a focal point among the pinks, yellows, and oranges of the spring flowers. Green leaves are opening all around. Tiny white buds are placed in a clear glass vase. Rusted metal hinges creak as the gate swings open. We watch the shoreline for the arrival of our friend's sailboat. The golden yellow of the late day sun highlights polished shells and glass in the sand. I raise my hand in greeting. A feast of fruit and berries along with fresh bread and sparkling wine awaits by the picnic tapestry. A small cottage will provide for our need to sleep. We pack the leftovers back into the basket in the rumble seat of the old Ford. The full moon already glows above the mist along the hillside. Golden leaves crunch under the car's tires. Birds are still chattering in the trees. I hear the call of my favorite books upon the library shelf. Irises and bluebells decorate the tiles around the fireplace. The woven rattan screen helps warm the room. Inlaid wood and weavings muffle the sounds of cottage life. The chimes from the wall clock mark the onset of full darkness. I shut my eyes. Thank you.
Is Anne Strohmeier. Welcome Anne Strohmeier to the stage.
It's a tough one.
I think it's good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I wrote this in February, and I didn't get to the open mics. So I'm sorry to do this, but just cast your mind back to what it was like here in February.
Get closer to the mic, please.
Get closer? Okay. I'll use my teacher voice. Okay, so this is what I wrote in February. It's called Ode to the Month of March. We gather to beg you, dear March, to behave. Oh, please, not 4 more weeks in a cave. Away with the shovel, the salt, and the plow. Soft breezes and sunlight are what we need now. We're weary, so weary of dreary gray skies and weather that's winter in icy disguise. So stand up and drive out that hard, frigid season. Bring us some weather that's jolly and pleasing. Banish harsh winds screaming down from the north. Pelting sleet will never bring flower buds forth. If the ground is hard and brittle and frozen, those minuscule seeds will just keep on dozing. We want blue skies all puffy with white cloudy highlights, green grass and bike rides and firefly twilights. Some beach time with ice cream is what we all crave. Be a hero, dear March, not a sniveling knave. Winter is wondrous with sparkles galore and glorious out-of-door things to explore. But slugging through snowdrifts is now just a chore, and drip-drying icicles an incredible bore. All hail to that glorious thing we call spring, with flowers exploding and birds geared to sing. We know you can do it, dear March, be inspired. A mere whisper of springtime is all that's required.
I like the variety here. There's like spoken word, there's rhyming, there's all kinds of spring and winter poems. And welcome, Tom Walsh.
Good evening. Oops, hello. Ready? Yeah, this is brief. This is two very short poems. It's less than 2 minutes, or barely 2 minutes. One is me, and one is a voice you've probably heard. Me. I wrote this yesterday. Yes, no title yet. We aspire to the way animals achieve. We hear that a crow solves puzzles, a chimp expresses love, an elephant shows empathy, and we fill with wonder at that. Way beyond them being cute and heartwarming, they are crashing through limitations, showing us the possible, dreaming big. So imagine animals actually pondering these barriers, sitting and contemplating, chin resting in a paw, about the obstacles that are allegedly out of reach for them. And then, picture them making self-determinations, pledging that they will reach for greatness. These feats of theirs, figuring out how to use a stick as a tool, or let's say summoning compassion, are tiny and everyday in nature for us. For them, it's revolutionary and world-building. So these observations are our great education, to show ourselves that the simple is an achievement nonetheless, that the profound breakthroughs can become the standard. Thanks. This is much briefer, but by a much more important name. You all probably know him, and I just lost the photo. Pardon me. It's William Butler Yeats, one of the greatest of all Irish voices, in my opinion, and many others. Once again, sorry. Do that again. All right, I can see that. Oh, good heavens. Drat. Okay. This is from Yeats. It's called To a Child Dancing Upon the Shore. Dance there upon the shore. What need have you to care for wind or water's roar? And tumble out your hair that the salt drops have wet. Being young, you have not known the fool's triumph, not yet. Love lost as soon as won. And he, the best warrior, dead, and all the sheaves to bind. What need that you should dread the monstrous crying of wind?
Roberta, do you want to do a poem? Roberta is one of the leaders here at the Grange in Copake, and it's an honor to introduce her here.
Thank you, Slink. So before I read, I just want to say that Slink mentioned that that April was National Poetry Month, and we used to have a very dear person who sent out poetry prompts every day. Her name was Jan Hutchison. She died last year, and we all miss her tremendously. But I had an idea, somebody that I knew, who's sitting here in the audience, Barbara Janoff. Barbara, you raise your hand. And I asked her if she'd be willing to do poetry prompts. And she said, well, I'll give it a try. So she did, and I'm very grateful, and so I'm sure are many people. The prompts were sent out by the library and various, I don't know, other sources, but anyway, she did our poetry prompts today, and so thank you, Barbara. Yeah. So this poem was from the prompt about writing a poem about color. It's called Color on Color. A yellow swath of dandelions shouts with delight, tumbling down the hill, happy to be loosed from winter's icy grip. And who could resist the bright face of a daffodil, warmth and sunshine, quick minds and easy talk. Green fills the earth with lushness, springing forth from swamps and meadows, singing of life and nourishment. Leaf buds unfurl, skunk cabbages poke up from under old, brown, wet leaves. Blue, a clear, ringing tone. Bells tremble in the breeze. Blue sky dreams. The blue dress beckons, pure and faithful, a call to worship, a bridge to the divine. Shadows on snow. An indigo bunting streaks by. Violet, soft and fragrant, the color of spirit. Purple hues spill over the sky at sunset. Asters fill the autumn fields, bright and calm. Red, dashing and flamboyant, so bold and confident. The color of life, blood streams, the flags at high surf, the matador's cape, life leading to death. Hearts on fire. Wild, untamed, wide-awake orange devours life, paints a canvas of dreams, juicy and bright. An oriole's wing streaks in the orchard and rustles in the pink blossoms of the apple tree. Is it trite to say that pink is the color of love, of pearls and perfection? After all, if you're in the pink, you couldn't be better. It's there in the shimmering lining of a seashell and the softness of a baby's mouth. Who's to say what color is? The complements or the clashing of hues, the material or emotional worth. How is it that a coward follows the yellow path, red-faced in retreat, envious of those stronger and braver, succumbing to olive drab and moss-toned skin, though I mean no insult to the forest floor. Emerald eyes flash. His heart rages. Later, he walks as the sun goes down in an orange blaze, along the river, gazing into the blue depths, unknown to himself. The dusky, dark blue of the sky heralds nightfall, the blackness that enfolds all, cover for night creatures and secret longings. Colors fade and blaze with the seasons, with the light, with the dark, with eyes to see and hearts to hear. Thank you.
And now we have the author of the prompts herself, Barbara Janoff. It's okay to read other people's poems, which will be happening when Andy comes up. But here's one by T.S. Eliot. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain.
So yes, I came up with the prompts, but I didn't bring the poem. I brought the first page of the prologue to a memoir I'm writing, so I thought I'd read that. That's what I'm working on. It's called When I'm With Her. Descending the steep hill behind my house takes some skill. I dig my heels into the grass between the wobbly stepping stones, and I take it slow. I haven't done this since last fall, and even though I know it couldn't have possibly gotten steeper, it feels more treacherous this time. The stepping stones shift at the touch of my foot, and I decide it's safer to climb down beside them. I'm heading to the path through the woods and don't stop until I get to level ground. Spring buds have emerged everywhere, even on the old crabapple tree that I would have sworn was dead. I pause to catch my breath before starting on the path through the woods. It looks wilder than I remember, more overgrown, and I don't want to trip over the roots or rocks that are hidden under last year's leaves. I have a fear of falling. My mother fell that time, and her head injury led to dementia. I'm sure of it, even though no doctor would corroborate my diagnosis. Alzheimer's disease is genetically transmitted. Accidents are not. That's what I tell myself. She fell, so don't you fall. Just don't fall, and you'll be all right. The path has grown wilder and wilder. I start in. Wild raspberries have dried on the bushes. I guess even the birds don't come in here anymore. I make my way around rocks that jut from the ground and step over thick roots, nearly obscured by a thick layer of fallen leaves. A great mass of thick thistles that has sprung up since I last came this way stops me in my tracks. I won't be able to, it seems I can't go any farther. I won't be able to reach the split oak tree deep in the woods where I first laid my grandmother's hair 5 years ago. That's what I got.
Barbara just said that her book is about family. Looking forward to reading it. We have a couple more readers. Let's bring up Andy to read one of his own and one of Franny's. And then we have Gabrielle, and then we're all free to leave.
Raise your hand, Franny. She's right back there. Hi, Franny. Hi, Franny.
There's something about the Copake sky approaching home from any road, no matter. 10 minutes out of town, the sky becomes wider. The colors magical in any season. The hills and fields shimmering with contrasting light. Stone walls washed gray. Weathered red barns intersect as the road curves. There are angles of light and darkness, misty at dawn and powdery at dusk. Fields of gold, tilled soil in toffee brown, patchwork pastures of verdant greens. All of the seasons are mystical around here, especially the in-between seasons. Painting Wyeth, whites and tans. This spring has approached slowly. Every subtle change intensely felt. Birds peeping, daffodils blooming, then suddenly tulips, blazing yellow shrubs, wild cherry trees and magnolias in pink, white, and red, and now the lilacs in violet and lavender. This spring, I have been drinking up these changes, slowly, like sipping a fine wine, aware of each distinct flavor. Good job, Fran. Between the two of us, my wife and I, Franny, have 92 years of work.
Oh, what a 90.
And she wrote this very quick poem called The Nurse Practitioner and the Teacher. And it's meant to be humorous. She works 10 hours or more. By 3 p.m., he is out the door. He rides home in his car. She is doing CPR. He is off and ready for fun. She is calling 911. By 4 p.m. he takes a nap. A baby is puking on her lap. Then she works all summer through. He plays tennis and says, "Poor you." Because when everything is said and done, his paycheck is the higher one. And I just, very quickly, this poem is a villanelle. It's got a definite cadence to it, and you probably will recognize it by one of the most famous Welsh poets, Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and grieved it on its way. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight, blind eyes, could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my Father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Thank you, Slink.
I appreciate people memorizing their things without papers and cheat sheets, but what about Gabrielle? What do you got?
I wasn't going to read anything, and it's not an original poem, but I work at a New York City public school that's very unique because it's comprised of like 350 immigrants new to this country, and they come into the school not speaking any English, speaking 52 different languages, and because of Poetry Week, their counselor did a project where they had to recite poems to staff. So they had to run around the school, and when they had a free period or lunch or whatever, try to get a staff member to listen to a poem that they chose. So today, after like 5 different attempts this week, when I was too busy to listen to her, a girl named Mariama Nave from Guinea read a poem by Capolero from Guinea. And when she read it, I didn't even know, I thought she wrote it because it was it really resonated with her own experience. So it's called To My Mother, and I think it's appropriate because Mother's Day is next week. Sorry, I get so nervous. To my mother, Black woman, African woman, oh mother, I think of you. Oh Daman, oh mother, who carried me on your back, who nursed me, who governed my first steps, who opened my eyes to the beauties of the world, I think of you. Woman of the fields, woman of the rivers, woman of the great river, oh mother, I think of you. Oh Daman, oh mother, who wiped my tears, who cheered up my heart, who patiently dealt with my caprices. How I would love to still be near you. Simple woman, woman of resignation, oh mother, I think of you. Oh Daman, Daman of the great family of blacksmiths, my thoughts are always of you. They accompany me with every step. Oh Daman, my mother, how I would love to still feel your warmth, to be your child that is close to you. Black woman, African woman, oh mother, thank you for all that you have done for me. Your daughter so far away, yet so close to you.
Okay, everybody looking forward into May. Oh, May is a child in grasses, greens, a toddler in breezes, in gardens, a baby with clean diapers. May is playing with blocks, sticks, and soccer balls. Thank you for coming, everybody.
So I just want to thank Slink for emceeing again. Thank you, Slink. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And if you are disappointed that you didn't get to read more than one poem, come back to open mic, because we have open mic here every first Friday of the month. And several people usually read poems. So we don't just have music, we have stories, we have poems, we have dance. So we have all sorts of things on open mic. So first Friday of every month at 7 o'clock. And a couple of other things. We have several events coming up here in May. On May 16th, we have Stories in Song, which is a fabulous program by Joe Rukowski and Ilana Meredith and Jim Mackin. They're going to do songs from older eras, but they're going to tell stories about the songs. The songs themselves tell stories, but Jim Mackin will tell a little bit about the history of the songs and the period. And we have Jammin' at the Grange. We have the flea market and the bake sale and the plant sale on the 23rd of May. We have lots of stuff coming up. We have a terrific klezmer band coming in June. So look at our website. And the last thing, last but not least, is normally during open mic, we pass the cash cow, which is out there. It's a tea kettle back there, which is in the form of a black and white. Yeah, Slink's waving it. So if you can put a